This is Dr. S. Deepti, Assistant Professor in Physics, Department of H&S, MLR Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. This is a part of Advanced Engineering Physics syllabus. So in the previous video, we have learned about the different crystal systems, 7 crystal systems, and also 14 Bravais lattice and coordination number, and also we have learned about effective number of atoms and so on. Now in this lecture, we are going to learn about the packing factor of FC, FCC and BCC, Miller indices, interplanar distance, defects in crystals, Schottky defect and Frankel defects. So this is about this video. Now, simple cubic. So in simple cubic, this is for simple cubic lattice. There are 8 atoms occupy the 8 corners of unit cell. So see here, 8 atoms occupy 8 corners of the unit cell. Now let us consider the face of a cell. Okay. So if you consider the face of a cell, then the face of a cell is represented with the front face. Let us consider the front face is represented like this. Okay. So with the atoms in a closed manner, as we have observed in the last lecture. Okay. So this is the representation, right? So what is this one? This total one is the unit length A. Okay. Now this is the radius. We can say as this one is the radius, this one is the radius. So these are the 2 atoms and this is the radius. So these from here to here, we are going to have the 2r, that is equals to A. So 2r is equals to A, or r is equals to A by 2. Okay. Next, how to calculate here? So we have determined the relationship between radius and unit length parameter A. Okay. So now the number of atoms of unit cell. In the previous lecture, we have already learned about the number of atoms of unit cell are Z effective is equals to 8 into 1 by 8, that is equals to 1. So the contribution of each and every atom to the unit cell is 1 by 8th of that unit cell. So 8 into 1 by 8. So for simple cubic, effective number of atoms is 1. So the volume of the atom is equals to 4 by 3 pi r cube. Volume of the atom means we are going to consider the atom as a sphere. So the volume of the sphere is 4/3 pi r cube. So we are considering the volume of atom as 4/3 pi r cube. Now the side A is equals to 2r, as we have learned now only. So what is the packing density? Atomic packing factor, that is equals to effective number of atoms into 4/3 pi r cube by A cube. Okay. So 4/3 pi r cube means A by 2 whole cube, r by 2r cube. That is equals to pi by 6. That is equals to 0.52 or 52%. So this is about the simple cubic packing factor. So there are 52% of atoms occupied in a simple cubic structure. That means the simple cubic structure is the structure which has more spaces. Okay. Next, coming to the face-centered cubic structure. So the face-centered cubic structure, as we already seen in the last previous lecture, that each and every face is having 1 atom at the face center and 8 atoms surrounded by the 8 corners of the unit cell. So now the face center lattice has 8 atoms occupy 8 corners of unit cell, 6 atoms occupy 6 faces. Okay. So now consider face center lattice. Let us consider like this. So eight atoms are arranged at 8 corners of unit cell. Let us consider 1 atom. Which is at the face of one side. Okay. Now the face center atoms can be represented like this. Okay. So along the diagonal. Okay. So this is having A, unit length A, this is having unit length A. So now let us consider A, B, C as a triangle. So from Pythagoras theorem of triangle ABC, so AC square is equals to, AC square means this is about R, this is total length is 2R here, here to here 2R and also R. So AC square is 4R whole square. Next, AB square is A square and BC square is A square. So 4R square is equals to 2A square. R 16R square is equals to 2A square. R is equals to root over 2A square by 16, that is equals to A by 2 root 2. Okay. So the effective number of atoms is equals to 8 into 1 by 8 plus 6 into 1 by 2. As we have already seen, there are 4 effective number of atoms. So the packing density or atomic packing factor is equals to effective number of atoms into volume of the unit cell by total volume of the cell. Okay. The effective number of atoms is 4. Volume of the cell is 4/3 pi. Volume of the atom is 4/3 pi r cube, and volume of the total volume of the cell is a cube. So 4 into 4/3 pi r cube into a cube. Substituting these values, we get 74%. Okay, so the number of atoms occupied in FCC is 74%. Now coming to BCC, this is a bit crucial. What we can see now, let us consider a BCC structure. So a BCC structure has body centers. Okay. Center of body. Okay. This may not be the same as a previous one. Why? Because the center of the body will not be the same as it is in the, as we can see in the FCC. Okay. So see here, we have here, let us consider the triangles. Okay. So we can have, let us consider along the diagonal, we have 3 atoms. Okay. So each one, the share of 3 atoms will be 4R, as we know from the previous things. Okay. So here we are going to have the triangle ADC and also triangle ABC. Let us consider this as A, B, C and D. Okay. So first of all, this is AB is having unit length A, BC is having unit length A. Now let us have the AC square. So AC square is equals to, first let us derive AC square. AC square is equals to AB square plus BC square, that is equals to A square plus A square, that is equals to 2A square. Okay, is it clear? Now this is along the diagonal, we have the AD. Now ADC form a triangle. So from the Pythagoras theorem, AD square is equals to AC square plus CD square. CD is also A. Okay. So AC is 2A square and CD is A. So now AD square is equals to 16R square. 4R square, no, 4R whole square, that is equals to 16R square. Okay. Now 16R square is equals to 2A square plus A square. This is 2A square plus A square. AC square plus AC square plus CD square, sorry. Okay, AC square plus CD square, that is equals to 4R whole square plus 2A square plus A square. That is 16R square is equals to 3A square. R is equals to root over 3 by 3A by 4. Only root comes for 3. Okay, number of atoms per unit cell, as we already noted in the previous lecture, that is 8 into 1 by 8. 8 atoms at 8 corners of unit cell plus 1 atom, body centered atom, that is equals to 1 plus 1, that is equals to 2 atoms. So the side of unit cell A is equals to 4r by root 3. From this one, volume of unit cell is A cube. So the packing factor or atomic packing density, both are the same. Atomic packing density or atomic packing factor or density or factor, we can call anything else. Okay, so 2 into, so effective number of atoms into volume of the atom by total volume of the unit cell. Okay, this is 2 into 4 by 3 pi r cube in by a cube. 2 into 4/3 pi r cube by a cube is 4r by root 3 whole cube. You can substitute either way of a r r. Okay, so root over 3 pi by 8, that is 68% or 0.68 or 68% in terms of percentage. So for we have calculated the number of atoms or occupation of atoms per unit cell of simple cubic, base centered cubic and face centered cubic also. So of them we can say what we can say. So simple cubic occupies 52%. As we can see, simple cubic occupies simple cubic occupies 52% and body centered face centered cubic occupies 74% and body centered cubic occupies 68%. Simple cubic 52%, BCC 68% and FCC 74%. Okay, so mostly the space occupied by atoms will be with face centered cubic structure. The BCC have 68% and simple cubic have 52%. This is about the occupation of atoms per unit cell or occupation of atoms in a cubic structure. Okay. Now, coming to another topic called as Miller indices. What are Miller indices? Representation of planes of crystals, okay, or planes of a cube, we can say. Okay, this is simply we can say as a representation of planes of a crystal. So a crystal is made up of large number of parallel equidistant planes. Passing through lattice points are called as lattice planes. Okay, so lattice planes means we have already seen about here the different atoms, atomic arrangement, right? Till now we have we have seen about the atomic arrangement. We didn't spoke about the planes. Now we are speaking about the planes. Plane means let us consider this as a plane. Okay, the window of one side, that is taken as a plane. Okay, a crystal is made up of large number of parallel equidistant planes passing through a lattice points are called as lattice planes, which is called as a lattice plane. Okay, na? Right. Next, the perpendicular distance between two adjacent crystal planes is called as interplanar spacing D. So the perpendicular distance between two crystal planes, which is called as interplanar spacing D. Miller derived a method representing the orientation of a crystal. The direction of crystal planes are specified by a set of whole numbers called as Miller indices are represented by HKL, known as Miller indices. These are the three smallest integers which have same ratio as reciprocals of the intercepts of the crystal plane with coordinate axis. Okay, now let us consider how to calculate the Miller indices. This is the simplest way. There is a simplest way and we can also represent in a simple manner also. Okay, so this is procedure for finding Miller indices. Let the intercepts of desired plane of a three coordinate axis be PA, QB and RC. Okay, divide the primitives ABC with the intercepts PQR. So ABC here are called as primitives. The previous we have learned about ABC as unit lengths, okay, or coplanar vectors. The same thing, they can be called as primitives also. Okay, na? Right. ABC and intercepts PQR. Take the reciprocals of the intercepts. Intercepts means 1 by P, 1 by Q and 1 by R. Reduce the reciprocal into integers by multiplying them with LCM. The integers enclosed in brackets are represented with HKL. There are no commas in between. Okay. So, example. So, for example, let us consider 2A, 3B and 4C. Okay. Now, the reciprocals. What are the intercepts? 2, 3 and 4 are the intercepts. Now, we have to take the LCM. For 2, 3, 4, it will be 12. 2 6 are 3, 4 are 4, 3 are. So, for 2, 3, 4, the Miller indices will be 6, 4 and 3. So, the Miller indices will be 6, 4 and 3. This is HKL. This is the representation of Miller indices. Okay. Now, so the Miller indices are represented here with the different planes. The plane we have already seen about plane, no? So, see here, this is a crystal structure, and this structure is having X, Y, Z axis, and A, E, F, G is one plane which is having 1, 0, 0. That means this plane A, F, E, G is filled. So, this is termed as 1, 0, 0 plane. For example, 0, 1, 0. 0, 1, 0 means D, B, C, F is filled. So, this is 0, 1, 0 plane. And front plane is here, this one Z plane. E, F, D, C is filled. So, this is 0, 0, 1 plane. So, these are the different planes are represented with different numbers like this. This is the representation of a Miller indices and planes. Next, coming to the interplanar spacing D. So, what is interplanar spacing? So, interplanar spacing means the interplanar spacing is represented with a D. Now, let us derive the interplanar spacing D. So, the interplanar spacing D means we need to calculate D. Okay. So, how can we calculate D? So, the D can be calculated by using the diagram over here. So, this diagram represents the XYZ plane where OA is equals to A by H, OB is equals to B by K and OC is equals to C by L. So, in order to calculate the interplanar spacing D, let us consider this figure. This figure contains the representation of a plane. So, along the X, Y and Z axis. So, here O is the middle point where ON is the normal, and also OA is the representation of unit length A along with the Miller indices. Okay. So, OA is represented as A by H and OB is represented as B by K. Since the unit length we will take as A, but here the HKL are the Miller indices. So, that up to this point from O to A we are going to consider as A by H and O to B, B by K and O to C as C by L. Now, in order to derive that one, so OA is equals to what we have seen here, A by H, and OB is equals to B by K and OC is equals to C by L. Okay. So, these are the Miller indices representation with the OA, OB and OC. Now, in order to find out the interplanar spacing, let us consider the angles. Cos alpha is equals to cos alpha is equals to ON by OA. So, cos alpha is equals to ON by cosine of alpha is equals to ON by OA. So, what is cos alpha? Opposite side by hypotenuse, right? Here hypotenuse is OA and this is the opposite side. So, adjacent side by hypotenuse, right? ON by OA. Adjacent side is ON is equals to It is represented as D, interplanar spacing, and OA is equals to A by H. Now, cos beta is equals to ON by OB, that is equals to D by B by K, and cos gamma is equals to ON by OC. Okay, that is equals to D by C by L. Okay, now from the cosine law, cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equals to 1. So, D square by A by H whole square plus D square by AB by K whole square plus D square by C by L whole square is equals to 1. Now, D square is equals to, what is D square over here? D square is equals to 1 by H by A whole square plus H by B whole square plus H by C whole square. So, this can be written as if A is equals to B equal to C. Okay, then it can be represented as D square is equals to 1 by, H by A whole square plus, this is K, this is L. Okay, H by A whole square plus K by B, K by A whole square plus L by C whole square. Okay, now this is equals to A square by H square plus K square plus L square, or we can consider as D is equals to A by root over H square plus K square plus L square. So, let us once again revise the things. So, what we can have, we have the interplanar spacing. We are in order to determine the interplanar spacing, we will consider the plane Miller indices, a plane in the a plane which represents the Miller indices. So, let us consider x, y, z axis, and from the x, y, z axis, let us consider OA, a distance, a space, what we can say, lattice space, or OA. OA is equals to A by H, and OB is equals to B by K. OC is equals to C by L, which represents the H with the HKL parameters. Now, OA is equals to A by H, OB is equals to B by K, and OC is equals to C by L. So, from the cosine law, cos alpha is equals to, from this triangle, if you made this triangle, then cos alpha is equals to ON by OA, that is equals to D by A by H. So, cos beta is equals to ON by OB, that is equals to D by B by K, and cos beta is equals to ON by OC, that is equals to D by C by L. So, from the cosine law, cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equals to 1. So, we are representing like this: D square by A by K A by H whole square plus B by K whole square plus D square by C by L whole square is equals to 1. Then, remaining parts to the other hand side, D square is equals to 1 by H square by H by A whole square plus K by B whole square plus L by C whole square. Okay. So, if A is equals to B is equals to C at this moment, then D square is equals to 1 by H by A whole square plus K by A whole square plus L by A whole square, that is equals to A square by H square plus K square plus L square. So, what is interplanar spacing? Here also it is written A as D of HKL is equals to A by root over H square plus K square plus L square. This is about interplanar spacing. Now, we have come an end for the crystallography or crystals, about the crystals. Now, we can find out the defects in the crystals. So, how the atoms are arranged, we have already know. There will be the atoms are arranged in the particular positions, and these atomic arrangement has different structures and all. Now, there will be defects in the crystals. let us have the defects in the crystals. There are two defects majorly we are studying in our syllabus. They are we are studying about point defects. They are Schottky defect and Frankel defect. So a defect means an imperfection in any deviation from a perfect periodic arrangement of atoms observed in a real crystal. The defects in crystals are classified into 4 types. Of them, point defects are one of the defects. Okay. In ionic crystals, a pair of vacancies arise due to the missing of one cation or one anion from the structure. Such a pair of vacancies is called as Schottky defect. For example, if we say that if there are so many number of in a parent teacher meeting, the students and parents are students are arranged for a particular rows, and parents are given in a particular rows. If a parent vacates and goes to his respective child, then what happens? There will be a vacancy over here, right? Likewise, if we consider atom is moved from one place to another place, then the defect is called as Schottky defect. Now, what do you mean by Frankel defect? If the atom or ion is replaced or is moved from this place and just it came in between the other atoms. It occupies the other atoms, in between the other atoms. As we can say, if a student, if one student shifts from his place and goes to his parent or goes to his friend, right? So, likewise, here also, if an ion moves from one place, ion or atom moves from one place and just occupies some space within the atom, then it is called as Frankel defect. Schottky defect means just a vacancy will be created, the atom will be removed from the particular position. Okay. So, the concentration of Schottky defects decreases the density of the crystal since the atom is removed completely. So, it obviously decreases, the volume obviously decreases. But it is not in the case of Frankel defect. In ionic crystals, an ion is displaced from the lattice site into interterrestrial site is called as Frankel defect. Interterrestrial site means within the crystal itself. It is a combination of one cation vacancy and one cation interterrestrial defect. Okay. So, in summary or in conclusion to this lecture, what you have learned till now: crystallography definition, introduction, unit cell, space lattice parameters definitions with diagrams in the first lecture, and crystal structures, Bravais lattice from the first lecture itself, Parking factor, simple cubic, face-centered cubic, Miller indices, interplanar distance, and defects in crystals, Schottky and Frankel defects. This is about the crystallography. Okay. Thank you.